Hello and welcome back to a New Pace podcast. My name is Leslie. I'm an artist and an art therapist, and I'm really pleased to be back talking to you today and stepping into some courage and vulnerability to share with you some things where I'm reflecting on a new pace as a concept and what that means to me. So first of all, I am a little bit kind of nervous about how to do this podcast. I kind of had a bit of a plan, and then I threw that plan out the window, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll just have a little bit of a space to reflect. And the reason for that is that I have been contemplating coming back and going all in with this podcast for a long time now. And the reason why I haven't done that is ultimately down to fear. And ultimately, I have come up with all sorts of excuses as to why I didn't need to or want to continue with this podcast. But ultimately, it was down to whether I would be able to do this, the fear of being good enough, the fear of being something that people would value and listen to. And if I went all in with something, if I put the effort into it and did a significant number of episodes and went all in, and then it didn't work, then that can feel more, my inner child would maybe feel more rejected and feel hurt from that. So really what's going on with this today is me stepping out of my comfort zone, stepping into the arena, shall we say, to quote and to think about some of the work of Brené Brown, and stepping into a place of vulnerability where I don't know how this is going to be. If you are listening right now, thank you so much. I don't know if this is something that people want or may kind of really value, but I feel that I have a lot of things to contribute in the world of mental health, healing, trauma, women's health, all of those sorts of things. And whilst I have some expertise in some areas, I'm not an expert overall in everything, but I actually feel that I'd like to contribute and connect with people, to help other people to have a voice, to be able to share my work as an art therapist with others, to share my kind of thoughts as a woman, particularly a woman that is in her 40s and doesn't have children, because that can feel very much like taking the road less travelled. And it can feel like there's a lot of stigma around there, and there's lots of kind of pressure that women feel to act in a certain way. And I'm open here to share some of those things. So my reasons for wanting to do this as well is that the model that I have used that underpins this podcast is something that I have strongly been making use of in my own healing, in my own kind of self-development work. And I keep coming back to this new pace model. I keep coming back to times when I need to take time to pause, times when I need to take action and allow myself to be creative, and times when I need to kind of step into my power, feel empowered, empower others by being a leader. And I've not always seen that. I've not always stepped into that. I've not always allowed myself to feel empowered. I've maybe avoided some things. But now is the time. We're going to be working on this together. We can be on a little journey together and see how this works, because it's not a linear journey. It's not a case of doing some affirmations or doing some breath work and suddenly feeling confident and empowered and suddenly being able to earn millions and being in the job that you like and attract the things that you want and manifest what you want in life. it's a journey, it's a process, and you have to do the work, and you have to like go with the ebbs and flows. Sometimes you can be resistant to it and do the opposite action to what it feels that you're needing to do. But sometimes you have to go with the flow, and you have to like lean into support when it's available, or reach out for support when you don't know it's available, but you know that there's something that you need. So looking forward to this podcast, I'm going to set an intention right now to record 100 episodes of this, and I'm going to aim for them to be around weekly or fortnightly. So what this means is it's a commitment for the next 2 to 4 years, and I am going all in with this. And if this doesn't happen, and you kind of find that, like, hang on a minute, you miss an episode, or in a year's time I maybe suddenly stop, give me a nudge and remind me of this commitment, because it's my commitment to myself and to you that whilst it might be a bit sketchy and whilst it might not be perfect, it's just me talking to the camera at the moment, just me talking into a microphone. It's not perfect. I'm not the best at articulating things all the time. I am determined to represent the voice of I don't know, I'm maybe doing a disservice to myself by saying this, but the voice of the normal, the voice of the kind of everyday, the mundane, somebody that's not earning millions of pounds and stepping up to kind of say, look, this is what I'm doing. Someone that's not got the best body in the world and not got a six-pack and saying, look, this is what I'm doing. But somebody that's maybe navigating a bit of a messy middle. So as I said before, I'm a year post-abdominal surgery and still navigating some of the healing from that. So actually, I intend to be able to show up, share things with you, share some of my wisdom, share some of my reflections, share some top tips, whatever it is that feels right in the moment, that intuitively feels right, and that people in my audience on Instagram or other areas can let me know what sort of things that you'd like to hear, then we'll be showing up with that. So it may be that sometimes we talk, and I'll go into, in the next couple of weeks, I'll talk to you more about like leaning into your new pace and what that might mean. Because for me, it's about stepping into a new version of me, allowing myself to let go of limiting beliefs and like some of the past experiences that have held me back, and not kind of be trapped by them. Learn from them, but not be stuck by them. Step into a new version of myself where I might choose to do different hobbies, where I might allow myself to not follow the status quo of life and not kind of stick to what I feel that I should be doing. Step into a new version of myself that has a different type of energy, where hitting my sort of mid-40s, I'm actually 47 now, and I start to kind of question my life, start to kind of look back and think, what have I done in my life? And starting to think about kind of managing perimenopause, managing my hormone levels, times when I feel that I can't have an influence over that, and times when I kind of choose to act on that and like choose to be able to seek help for that. So a new pace for you might be about a new career direction. It might be about navigating the world after there's been a bereavement, or it might be about reconnecting with maybe your inner child. It may be that you've moved house. It may be that you started a business. It may be all kinds of things. And allowing yourself to kind of step into that new pace is what this is all about. And because we've got the 4 different elements of the new PACE model, pause, act, create, empower, what I wanted to do with this is to allow people to jump in and out of the different areas. So times when they may be kind of needing to pause or forced to pause, or where they make a planned moment of reflection or mindfulness in their day, or times when you're like, right, today is the day I'm taking action. Today is the day I crack on with my to-do list, or I have that particular conversation that I've been holding back and avoiding. Or it might be that today is the day that I start to kind of pay attention to things that I haven't really paid attention to, and that have been right underneath my kind of eyes for years and years and years, but I've not really kind of paid attention. So just now I've looked up, and on my fridge I have a magnet, and it says the words strong, awesome, and happy. And for the first time since I've moved here, I have really connected to those words just now, and it's just made me kind of feel more energized and grounded, and it's really anchored that within me. However, I sit in this same place night after night after night, and I glance over there and I see it, but I don't see it. And some of those things can be like wallpaper. Sometimes we don't see what we've got right in front of us. Sometimes we can't see the wood for the trees because we're stuck inside that forest. And sometimes it takes us to be able to step back and pause, to be able to reflect on where we are and where we want to be. And being able to do that can encompass a whole range of different things. So that is literally a rant from me, really. Bit of a let's get back to this moment. I am determined to show up and share and reflect with you, and to think about some of the different things and some of the different topics and themes and things that have been on my mind, and that theoretically align with my profession as an art therapist, as well as my experiences changing careers and as a woman, all that. And so subscribe, listen up. I'd love you to kind of listen back to the episodes before. So this is number 10. Have a listen, write me a review, send me a DM on Instagram if you want to suggest any topics that we could talk about on here, or if you would like to be a guest on here as well and you think that we could have a conversation together, get in touch. But that's all from me, and bye for now. Take care.